Hey everybody, I'm waiting for my intro music. The Johnny Carson theme was just joked about, and now I feel like a little let down. You know, huh? Well, go figure. Even if I am the host of the Lotus Lounge, but hi folks, welcome to this week's Lotus Lounge. It's believe it or not, October 19th, and weather and seasons are changing. As you can see in my office, I'm getting a lot of light on this side, so I have to refigure things going forward. But once again, I'm Chad Binder. This is the lovely, very, very lovely Carrie Berardinelli. And she's the founder, we're the co-owners of Lotus Evolutions Holistic Spa. And once again, welcome to this week's Lotus Lounge. This week we are touching on what is the concept of holistic anti-aging and looking at three foundational approaches. So let's get into it. So many people view aging as something to avoid and or fight. I mean, that's pretty easy. Yeah. And don't fight with Carrie because she will kick you. But aging can actually be a very exciting, transformative. You know what I'm saying. English is not my first language today. As we gain experience and wisdom and expertise in our work, and as our kids grow up and we reinvent ourselves, our legacy grows. But during the process of aging, we want to not only look amazing with less wrinkles and sagging skin, but we also want to feel amazing. As we say it, Lotus Evolutions Holistic Spa. Look amazing, feel amazing, have an experience. It's great. But we also want to feel amazing, having the energy, big thing, having energy and cognitive function to continue thriving and building our legacies. So in today's video, we're going to discuss the concepts of holistic aging, along with three foundational approaches to keep you looking and feeling amazing. And with that, I'm going to throw it over to, once again, the very, very lovely Carrie Berardinelli.
Thank you, Chad.
Mm-hmm.
Here's Chadio. There, I did it for you. Okay. The Johnny Carson.
It was good. We'll work on it in future weeks. So. You'll pull Coco out of the window and she'll do it. Anyway.
So I love this topic, and we talk about holistic anti-aging weekly. Lately, we bring it up
because it's important.
That it's something we specialize in. Holistic anti-aging. And I know people listening to us, they're like, what is holistic anti-aging? Or what does it encompass? You know, what does it entail? And that's what we're just going to touch on just a little bit in today's video. Holistic anti-aging is honoring and supporting the process of aging from a whole being perspective, not just looking at the skin and, oh, you got a wrinkle here and you got a wrinkle right here. They call these 11s. And maybe you got some sagging skin, but you're looking at the body as a whole, and you're focusing on the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the lifestyle factors that really influence all of that. And as a holistic esthetician and professional in this industry, and all the clients that I see, I don't always have time to go over everything. And yes. Hi, Coco B. Yeah, I don't always have time to go over everything. However, every client goes home with a little card, a reminder card that they can hang on their refrigerator, spelling out nutritional highlights, nutritional no-goes, different supplements to implement. And on the back, I offer other suggestions. And so we're going to go into some of these factors, these approaches to aging, and what I feel are like the foundation. And a lot of it is what we do offer at Lotus Evolutions Holistic Spa. So the first thing are all physical factors. And this is like the foundation for everybody. And that is nutrition and eating a balanced diet. Hydration is really, really important. And that is something that's really often overlooked. Are you hydrated? Are you drinking enough water? Then the next thing is physical activity. Are you moving your body on a daily basis? Are you challenging your muscle groups? Very important as you're getting older, but the younger you start, the better. Sleep. Oh my gosh, the importance of a good night's sleep. And this is something I used to take for granted. I did not take it seriously because I've always been a go-getter and I've always been very busy as a business owner, as a single mom, running here, running there. After sporting practice, it was commonplace that we'd be eating dinner at 9 o'clock. I mean, who can relate to this? And not getting to bed till midnight or 1 o'clock. And now I understand how important and essential sleep is. And this is probably the number one for anti-aging. And then, of course, we hear a lot about sun exposure, protecting your skin from the sun. I like to say balanced sun exposure. Understanding a proper amount of sun is really beneficial and essential for good health. But you don't want to burn your skin. You don't want to create that inflammatory response continuously from intermittent sun exposure. So those would be the physical factors, number one.
Yeah.
Did I explain that well, Chad? Do you have any
questions?
Yeah,
I think so. And like you said, we go over these things because they are foundations to many, many things. But it's helpful for people, like you said, you give the cards to clients that, to after services to help remind them, this is what you can do. This is what you really need to do. These are things you can think about. And so when you're going over these, I mean, that's how I'm looking at it too. This is like our card. Everybody keep in mind, just remember, it's always helpful to reiterate and hear things. So.
Absolutely. And, I don't have the time during a facial treatment to go over these foundational essentials with people, but they can schedule time as a separate service, health coaching. I can work with them because a lot of these factors sound very simple, but not everybody
knows what's entailed. Yeah.
So if you want to go more into depth about the foundational essentials, yes, I can be your health coach. Anyway, going on to number 2 are the skincare factors. And this is one of my favorite topics. But number 1, using natural, organic, and non-toxic skin products are number 1. You want to use products that actually feed your skin and lessen your toxic load or toxic exposure. It's very important to use gentle pH balanced cleansers and products. You want to keep your skin's barrier in optimal function. You don't want to compromise it by over exfoliating or using really harsh surfactants that strip the skin. Next, I already mentioned, less is more. Do not overdo things. Like, do not over exfoliate. And I see this with so many people. They just want to go at their skin in an aggressive manner, and they end up overdoing it. So always think less is more. And when you're putting the right nutrients in your body and using the right products, your skin results, how your skin looks and feels, is really going to be apparent and show noticeable results. And then last, I tell my clients to appreciate a traditional European facial. I say it's a lost art. Lots of estheticians, a lot of them do not want to do it. They want to go into the aggressive, more medical clinical approach. And I think you need a balance of each. We offer those clinical results, but using the traditional methods, and that European facial.
Yeah. I mean, that reminded me of something we joked about with a friend and colleague of ours with several months ago when you described some of the services and that, a lot of people go to get a facial and, well, on one hand, it's either like it's nothing. It's people, they're just getting their face washed in essence. And that's why they, they're paying $40 and they're not getting they can do it at home. They're just paying for having their face washed. On the other hand, it's like the hyper aggressive rip your bleeping face off, as our friend colleague joked. And it was like, you were like, well, yeah, that is. I mean, because people want to feel
like something's happening,
like something happened. And it's like, but you don't necessarily need to feel or have your, too much overdoing it. Mm-hmm. So, you also brought up another good thing, with relations to the traditional European facial, which I wasn't aware of recently, where people should, you share with people that afterwards that have had treatments, that think of this as like going to your dentist. You're getting the deeper cleaning. You can't get this, nor should you try this at home for the most part. In between professional services is your maintenance, your routine, your what you do to take care of yourself. But I mean, it's a lot of things pop to mind that you've taught me and that I've learned. So anyway, shall we move on to number 3?
Yes, I'm like the dentist, but more fun to visit.
Very true. You don't pull teeth.
No.
It's not other people's, maybe mine, but that's a different story. So.
Okay, and number 3 is to enhance detoxification. Mm. And our bodies are designed to detoxify. However, these pathways and mechanisms of detoxification within the human body can slow down and or turn off for various reasons. And a lot of this is the result of the modern lifestyle. Mm. So we have to take steps of turning on our genes and opening up our elimination channels. And so to do that, you need nutrient-dense foods. Processed foods are not going to do this for you. Nutrient-dense foods are going to provide the nutrition and the cofactors that open up and support the liver in the detoxification processes. Next, seems so simple, but deep breathing. Your lungs are an elimination channel. So when you practice deep breathing through exerting yourself through exercise or the various types of breathing, that you implement during yoga, I mean, this really allows you to cleanse your blood and oxygenate your tissues. And it is a very effective, very cost-effective way to detoxify. I always like to mention the things we can do that cost nothing to support the body and the aging process. Yeah. So deep breathing is really, really important. And the next is move your bowels. Let's talk about poop. No one likes to talk about poop, but it is it is so essential to health. People think they're going to the bathroom normally. Most of the time they're not. I mean, it's just really a reality. I mean, this is something that I struggle with too. And a lot of this has to do with the health of your nervous system, vagal nerve tone, if you've heard of this. And so there's a lot that goes into it, not just I'm not getting enough fiber. I mean, that's a piece, but it's not the whole picture. Mm-hmm. So if you're not moving your bowels like you should, encouraging the moving of your bowels is really primary support. You can move your bowels and support that process just through exercise, through yoga poses of twisting, wringing out the gut. Yeah, just movement.
Moving.
Rebounding, on a trampoline will really get those bowels revved up. And I really believe in the power of digestive enzymes, supplementing with digestive enzymes. I believe in probiotics. Those can really help support.
Good probiotics. Yeah.
Huh?
Quality probiotics.
Yes, quality, everything. Everything's about quality. But you know what? At the end of the day, if you're not moving your bowels, then maybe you want to think about doing the old-fashioned enema and/or the more modern but not so modern colonic. This can really go a long way to improving your health and opening up that major channel of elimination. But it's important to not overdo it. I can't stress that enough. Very, very important. Just like less is more with your skincare, don't overdo it with detoxification either. Yeah. And then my last suggestion is the power of nutrigenomics. And this is turning on those gene pathways to produce the enzymes within your body that support detoxification and support cellular health and neutralizing, yes, our NRF2 synergizer, very powerful for supporting detoxification for those of us in which it has slowed down the detoxification process. Yes. Those genes have been turned off due to age, lifestyle, various things, stress. This is a way to turn those genes back on. So you're producing those antioxidant enzymes. Glutathione's one of them. Glutathione is the master detoxification component of the body that we're always trying to either supplement or activate.
Yeah. And in the case of like antioxidant rich foods, it's a 1-for-1 trade-off. We talked about that before, so to speak. I mean, just for simplistic terms, one blueberry really, does away with one one oxidative, you know what I mean? Whereas it's 1,000,000 to 1 when you are able to turn on the spigot, as a very smart person described it was, when you're younger, our faucet is on more. As we get older, it starts to close a little bit, so the water flows a little slower. But the NRF2 pathways, if you are able to activate them, your body will turn back on. So it's very powerful. Yeah.
And I think, Chad, what you wanted to say is one free radical.
Oh, free radical. Thank you. That's why you're so smart.
Antioxidants.
That's why you're the expert and I'm just a host.
Free radicals cause oxidation to the cells. That's why we need antioxidants to neutralize oxidation and prevent yourself from rusting from the inside out. So it's a 1-to-1 where our own antioxidant enzymes are like 1,000,000 to 1. So think how many free radicals can be neutralized through your own antioxidant enzymes. And this is why young people stay looking young, because the faucet is turned on, like you said.
Yeah.
They're making those antioxidant enzymes.
Correct. Yeah. So the recap real fast. We went over the physical factors, such as nutrition, balanced diet, hydration, physical activity, sleep, balanced sun exposure. The second point were the skincare factors, using natural, organic, and non-toxic skin products. A gentle pH balance cleanser. Don't over exfoliate. Don't overdo anything. Less can be more. And as you put out well, appreciate the traditional European style facial, which is a lost art. The third is enhance your detoxification. So nutrient dense foods, deep breathing. It's free, people. It doesn't cost anything. Just breathe deeply. Move your bowels. and nutrigenomics, which we were just talking about. You know, and it also reminded me too, like, you know, in certain ways you can, you know, it's better to start sooner. People start at different ages, taking better care of themselves, because we don't realize it when we're younger, but it is best to start thinking about things in your 20s and 30s. Youth isn't on our side forever. In which case, then you can kind of also, I like to think about it as being proactive aging in your 20s, 30s, maybe into your 40s too, depending on the individual. Everybody, you know, anti-aging is important, but, you know, is extremely important. Well, the holistic anti-aging, the well-rounded approaches we're talking, but, you know, if you start, you know, in your 20s, start thinking about your 20s and 30s and even your 40s, and be a little proactive about it as well. Anyway, anything you'd like to say to wrap up, lovely Carrie Baradnelli?
I just want to encourage people to leave a comment about thoughts around this discussion, or perhaps
anything that they like to try, or like that they like to incorporate already, or that struck them as like, oh, this is what I'd like to try this, or think about this.
Right. It could be one thing that could start to make a great difference.
Yeah.
And then I also want to encourage people to keep looking at our website. It is almost complete. We are super excited to show you our new look, what we've grown into after, well, not quite 2 years, but we're going quickly upon 2 years, what we grew up to be.
It's not up yet, but it's coming.
It's coming. November.
Somewhere in there. We'll see. We'll let the building blocks get put in place. So anyway, okay. Well, I think that's a wrap. So everybody, thanks again for joining us this week's Lotus Lounge. Once again, I'm Chad. She's Carrie, and we'll see you in the upcoming weeks. And maybe I'll get some theme music.